Match 3 games come in all shapes and sizes, but I don't know if anyone was ready for HuniePop when it initially released in 2015. It was like you couldn't go anywhere without hearing about the Match 3 game that also had a sexual aspect to it. Maybe it wasn't revolutionary, but it came during a time when Steam wasn't known for featuring these types of games. Now, developer HuniePop has returned to the franchise with HuniePop 2 Double Date. While it shows a significant amount of improvements across the board, expectations need to be set that this is still a puzzle game.
What's that smell? You smell that? It smells like a fucking weeb!
HuniePop 2 Double Date's narrative is nothing short of insane. This legend is known of something known as a nymphogen that awakens to bring forth a devastating PMS onto the world unlike anything anyone has experienced. It's up to the player to gather enough fairy wings to awaken the entities, commence a threesome, and hopefully prevent an age of premenstrual torture. To get these wings, players will simply have to travel to an exotic island and have threesomes with girls. The narrative is okay, but its disconnect from reality is substituted by the understanding of the player. The writing seems to be directed at the fans of these games, cracking jokes about weebs, music, and fashion, and anything else you can think of. I smirked a few times, but its direct approach is pretty juvenile and something that wears off after a few hours. The best character would have to be the fairy, Q. She just has some of the best lines in the game, which is good because she probably talks the most. During the narrative's dialogue, players do make choices. However, the first time meeting characters to establish their attraction to each other will offer choices that don't really impact the story. Late in the game, I found that I rushed through these moments since I honestly didn't care about all the girls. This ends up being a problem because you'll pretty much have to get in a threesome with all of them to face off against the nymphogen. Furthermore, there is a way to talk to the girls before a match, and they are actually affected by these responses, rewarding you with in-game fruit currency or baggage. Baggage is pretty funny and acts as a negative handicap during gameplay. However, I noticed that some girls had handicaps that did make the matches a little easier, such as one where broken hearts had a positive effect on the girl, and this allowed me to get rid of them easier. I wish these were a little more balanced, as each girl has 3 and 1 is chosen before the match, but in the event that one handicap had a semi-positive effect on the match, I feel it would have made things more interesting. The gameplay revolves around Match 3 gameplay mechanics, but this time you'll have to focus on 2 girls. Thankfully, there isn't any real time limit that I encountered to the end of the world, which is good because you're in for a pretty lengthy experience depending on your skill level. Players can focus on one girl at a time during a match, who each have their preferred personality type represented by one of the colors. However, there are hearts, which influence lust, water, which influences the use of items, bells, which gives you an extra move, shield, which increases stamina, and broken hearts, which knocks one of the girls out for a few turns. Players start off with 25 turns to reach the goal, with more turns available through items and conversation. However, this game only gets more challenging the more times you win. The goal will constantly be raised, and you are sure to fail more than a few times. There's no timer on gameplay, so you can plan out a strategy all you want. However, I feel like luck played a role in a few of my wins. Lust will increase the points rewarded, so I typically focused on this first as I tried to add as many more moves as possible along the way, but mistakes can easily be made. The game time is padded by this increasing goal, which reaches well over 1,000 halfway through sleeping with the different pairs of girls. Some items help you out, which can be purchased through the store using fruit earned from gameplay. The fruit is earned whether you win or lose, so it's possible to progress even after a series of losses. The items will just make the girl receive more points during matches, but it's a slow burn to the top. If you're going into this for some quick relief, you're sure to be soft long before you actually see anything. The Match 3 elements are actually pretty intuitive and creative. There's a real strategy in place that forces you to think about how you'll spend your turns. You'll need to consider the girl's stamina and interest as well as her level of lust. These factors alone make it a challenge, but the reward is that you'll get to unlock a CG of the 2 girls after winning. Strangely, none of the CGs include the guy or girl you chose to play as, which makes it more of a Yuri game, if anything. You have a few options to put clothing on the girls in the CGs, which is nice for those trying to stream. You can change the girls' costumes in terms of additional features, but there's very little here other than the puzzle game systems. The whole draw are these puzzle mechanics, and it's not meant to be a speed run. You'll be playing for a long time. Thankfully, the game has voiceover dialogue for all the girls, which was pretty good. The voices fit the character's personality and complemented the delivery of some of the jokes. I did have one issue where I just didn't believe that some of these girls would have threesomes with the other girls they did. Whether or not they were compatible with me wasn't the problem, I just didn't see them attracted to the other one. HuniePop 2 Double Date isn't meant to be a serious story, but it does accomplish being a serious Match 3 puzzle game. The gameplay systems are strategic and punishing as they force players to play multiple rounds to gain currency for items that will make the girl strong enough to reach the ever-increasing goal. Evidently, threesomes are a marathon and not a sprint, but at least you'll be trying to save the world, right? Wait, I might have forgotten why I was even on the island in the first place. Noisy Pixel is giving HuniePop 2 Double Date a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.